the defense was under some scrutiny, Steve Sipple, after a massive letdown. And I kind of look at it in a lot of ways, the way they played on defense, because I think the opening drive of the game, they did come out punching, but Michigan just punched harder, and Michigan made plays on the opening drive. There was a ball that was tipped that probably could have been picked.
Yeah.
Elite, really good teams pick those off.
Yep.
Nebraska didn't get to that ball.
Nope.
Then the touchdown pass, they were in coverage. They were right there. Guy made a hell of a play.
Yeah. Roman Wilson.
And he
caught
leads
the ball off Gifford's helmet.
He leads the Big Ten, if not the country, in touchdown catches right now.
Roman Wilson. Yeah, they're not. Michigan's not great at receiver, but Wilson's having a good year, and that was a great catch. Yeah, do you look at this defense a little differently right now? Maybe the most important thing, do they look at themselves differently? That's what I'd worry about. You heard Tony White, his weekly appearance in front of the media seemed a little shaken to me. He was really serious. Kept saying he kept saying things like, if we know what the hell we're doing, clearly angry. I mean, measured. He was measured. He keeps his composure, but so do they look at themselves differently is the concern. I mean, they entered the game, Sean, allowing 1.83 yards per carry, led the nation. At halftime, Michigan was averaging 6 per carry. Okay. 6 per carry. Michigan, I think Rule is 100% right when he says that was motivation for Michigan set up on a tee that Nebraska was number 1 nationally in rush defense. Just set up on a tee. You can literally hear Harbaugh saying, hey, guys, this team's ranked number 1 nationally against the run, and we're gonna take care of that. We're the dogs. We're the big dogs, not them.
They're the paper tigers right now.
Yeah.
We're the real we're the real tigers.
Yeah, well, and they are. And Sean, I got to tell you, I will say this. I was wrong. Michigan wasn't that impressive. They led Bowling Green 14-6 at half. They led Rutgers 14-7 at half. I didn't think they were rolling. But they came in here and it looked like they came here to prove a point, and they did. They did look like the legitimate number 2 team. I'm going back on that because I was saying I didn't think they were legit number 2. Man, seeing them live and rewatching the game,
call me crazy.
They're good. They're loaded, Sean.
They've had defenses with more star power and better players in recent years. Like you go back to Aiden Hutchinson and remember how
Ojabo.
Remember in 2018 when Nebraska went out there, how good that defense was? I mean, they were hammers.
Freaky. Yeah, they were freaky.
But
this one might be better.
Here's the difference. They're a unit with more kind of versatility.
I think you're right. I think they have no weaknesses, it doesn't look like, on defense.
They may not have as many first rounders,
right?
But they're just a better unit.
God,
and their offense is better. I mean,
I think so.
J.J. McCarthy is the best quarterback Harbaugh's had at Michigan.
Yeah,
period.
And he's completing 79% of his passes.
How many running backs do they have that are pros? 2, at least 2
for sure.
If not 3.
They brought in that guy that ran for the 20-yard touchdown. Was really good.
That was their third guy.
I think his name is Kalel Mullins, something like that. Yeah, and he looked good.
They got 7 linemen on the Senior Bowl watch list. I mean, so I think it's. Yeah, they've got a good unit on defense, but this is the most versatility Harbaugh's ever had on an offense in Michigan.
They're really powerful. Now, it'll be interesting to see what Michigan does against Minnesota this weekend.
I'm going to watch. That's a night game.
Is it?
NBC.
Is it?
So I'm really that. We'll get back. That's one of the nice things about this Friday night game.
When do we get back?
Afternoon.
I got it right.
But you got to work for Sunday.
But that. Yeah, I'd like to watch that game and see if Minnesota can rush for 50 yards against Michigan. I wonder if they can. Can Minnesota get 50 yards rushing? I'd wonder that.
Well, how many times will Minnesota be forced to throw? Remember, Nebraska were forced Minnesota 44 throws.
35 in the second half.
Which is crazy. That's a crazy number for a team that huddles.
Oh, God, that's crazy. 35 throws in the second half by Minnesota. Well, that was crazy.
It's not. I mean, that was a pace to break the record for attempts on Nebraska. Tim Rattay has the record on Nebraska at 68, and that was 35 and a half.
Yeah, don't bring that up.